Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message.
Listen, Gondola, we gotta talk. Your performance at work has taken a turn, and if it doesn't turn around, we're going to have to figure something out. And people were saying you seemed drunk at work the other day. I hope for your sake that wasn't the case. See me first thing Monday.
Hey Gondola, it's Slab. I'm calling to check up on you. I know last time we spoke, I know you were on the up and up, man. You calmed down on drinking, and you really seemed like you were back on your grind. I haven't heard from you in a while, though, so call me back, man. Hope you're doing well.
Oui, allô monsieur... Ici le service recouvrement. Je vous appelle pour l'impayé de votre abonnement de sport. Le solde est de 1800 €. On procède au règlement par carte maintenant ou je transmets votre dossier au contentieux?
It's rough out here. The world is falling apart. We're bombarded with more information than we were ever meant to process. On top of that, you got NPCs with the depth of a paper towel saying, drink water, exercise, go on walks, talk to your friends. Fuck that. I went to the gym 3 times a week for a couple months. I was waiting for the endorphins to do their job and make me less miserable. And I waited, and it didn't do shit. Now, I went to therapy, talked my way through my feelings, and it didn't make me worse. But it sure as shit didn't make me feel any better. You know what did make me feel better? Drinking, eating trash, and playing video games for 18 hours straight until I could hear the morning birds outside. This new year, I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. What's up, guys? My name is Gondola, and in this video, I'm going to tell you my personal favorite games for ignoring your problems and forgetting about the outside world. So, take your drugs of choice, close the blinds, lock the door, and let's go on this self-deterioration journey together. Stupid! First, we're going to talk about responsibility and time management. It's important that we do not use them to improve ourselves or our situation in any way. In order to do that, we need a game that's not just addictive, but also has so much to do that it will take up all of our time, no matter what level of inebriation we're at. That game is Warframe. Warframe is the best way to ruin your life. Despite what most people think, you don't really need other people to play. It has a reputation of having a rough new player experience, but let me give you some insider knowledge I gained from my 2,500 hours in this game. Crack open a drink, finish it, open the game. Look through the store for something cool, drink. Look it up on the official Wikipedia, not the fandom. Follow the steps to get it, drink. If it needs something you've never seen before, look up how to get that. If that needs something you've never seen before, look up how to get that. Drink, rinse, and repeat forever. The important thing to remember is this is a marathon, not a sprint. In my last video, I talked about how I wanted Grendel, and the fun part was what I did and drank along the way. I didn't even get Grendel, but I had so much to do I didn't care. My next goal was the AK-47 AX-52. The main thing standing between me and this banana clip beauty was maxing out my standing with the Hex. The Hex were a part of the 1999 update, which if you're not familiar, is an update that has so much content in it, Bungie would try and charge you $40. It had new frames, weapons, a new nemesis system, e-dating, which is the closest you're gonna get, and some new hard mode activities that bent me over and put belt to ass. While I was initially skeptical of the Hex, thinking they were just gonna be a barrage of Marvel Quip tier writing, as the days went by and I interacted with them more and more, they did actually start to grow on me. I'd forgotten that characters could be written as more than just a pile of, well, that happened, slop.
Marty's legit?
When I started playing again after my hiatus, the most recent update had added a new game mode to the roguelike Daviri, alongside a brand new sexy spider frame. A few weeks in, another update called Valis Undermine came out, adding new maps, another warframe, guns, a new game mode, and a new vendor who could sell you mushrooms and exotic plants. When I got bored of playing 1999, I went over to unlock Noko, who could turn into a cheeked up little dude. A little while after that, I finished the Hex's story and finally got my AK. And then another update came out, this one much larger. It progressed the world, set up the next big story, built hype with 2 new game modes, a sick campaign, a badass new Warframe based off of the devil, from the Bible. I still had 1999 stuff I had to finish, and a whole bunch of new content was just dropped in my lap, and all of it for free, if you don't count the time and money I've spent in this game. But they didn't make me, that's the important part. Just like in the last Warframe video, I'm lost in the deep ocean of things to do. This game has so much to do, and it's so good at filling my time, I can't even let myself open the game if I want to get anything done. Like writing and recording this video. Sorry, that's why it's so late. But that's the beauty of Warframe. You're never lacking for something to want or something to do, and there's no worry about FOMO. Some people complain about the wait, but some people are fucking stupid. The waiting is the game, and it's fun. Warframe fills your time from the second you sit down till the second you go to sleep, so you don't have to talk to a damn soul, or worry about improving yourself, or cleaning, or anything stupid like that. This video took twice as long to make, because as soon as I got off work, I would hop on Warframe, get blackout drunk, get all the dopamine I needed from doing random crap, then look around and realize I'd done nothing IRL, I've got work in 3 hours, and I can't even remember what I did in the game. It's perfect. Dungeons & Dragons cannot be played alone, and truth be told, building a story with friends is a magical experience. But people suck. For one, it has to be planned around everyone's schedules. If you manage to get everyone to agree on a day, you still have to deal with waiting for that day to come. Even then, when you finally get to play, sometimes you'll be waiting on your turn so long, it'd be preferable to grind your face into a cheese grater because 2 losers are arguing at the table about a stupid rule. During college, I played a lot of D&D in my free time. There were 5 of us, and we were playing through Curse of Strahd. That's my favorite campaign because of its classic gothic horror, as well as something unique to Strahd, its small scale. The whole campaign's in one valley, so you cannot piss in a bush without giving a golden shower to a fully fleshed out NPC or holy relic. You don't have to know a whole continent's worth of lore, which is something I struggled with in another campaign I tried to run, Storm King's Thunder. I really wanted to like it, but after the first act, you're let loose into the entirety of the continent. From a player's standpoint, that's a lot of freedom, but it also means there's too much going on to get truly invested in any one place. Strahd also randomizes where key items are and has an in-universe reason for the world to reset, so it's one of the few campaigns that can be played over and over. Now, for a while things were great. I'd run Strahd before, and I knew some of the setting, so the DM and I conspired to make my character a spy of the main bad guy, giving me an in-universe reason for my knowledge without metagaming, while also subtly guiding the players to do Strahd's bidding. It was great. It caused tension as they began to suspect me, the truth was revealed, there was a dramatic climax where I betrayed the bad guy and sacrificed my character so the party could escape. I had never played a campaign where I truly felt like part of the story before, and this was peak D&D gameplay. But after that, we began having issues. One guy never spoke or acted in character, even after months. He didn't contribute to the roleplaying or combat, he just waited for his sister to tell him how to make an attack. Every time it was his turn, he didn't even learn how to play. Another guy loved being the comic relief. For a while it was great. Curse of Strahd is a very dark and serious campaign, so moments of levity contrasted with all the screwed up stuff that was happening. The problem was, he didn't take anything seriously. Anytime he wasn't the center of attention, like another character having a serious or sad story beat, he would get bored and do something stupid like make his character whip his cock out. Look, funny the first time? Not so much every time it was another player's turn to talk. The DM was in a bad relationship, and when that wasn't pissing him off, he was flirting with one of the girls. Taking special care of her character, not letting anything bad happen to her, giving her rare items all the time. And then, when she and I hung out together outside of the group, he got a little pissy. He began taking things away from us, not letting us play to our character's strength, and making friendly NPCs who were supposed to help us hostile for no reason. The day before the final fight, it all became too much and she dropped the group, telling me in private it was because of him. The boss battle was over quick because he refused to use any of the tools Strahd had available. He just had him stand in the middle and swing at us one at a time. As soon as the boss died, he refused to roleplay anymore, instead just telling us what happened to our characters summarized into an epilogue. After 4 months, the campaign ended with a curt goodbye, and most of us never talked again. Surprisingly though, and I'm not gonna dox them, 2 of them are now VTubers. That's weird. I have that effect on people. Now, if you think I feel bad or sorry for them, I don't. We had a good thing going, you son of a bitch. These losers screwed up a perfectly good campaign, because all of them were too busy tugging their shit to rouge the bat. They never learned how to socialize, just to join ranked lobbies in college and fuck everything up. Unless you're very lucky, D&D is easily ruined by the very same thing needed to make it work. People. Getting a group of normal people in a room together consistently without drama is hard enough. But when it's a bunch of socially inept losers, it only gets harder. Especially when most of them think showers are optional. Luckily, Baldur's Gate 3 found a way to make it work without other people. There's no pissy DM using you as a punch-in bag, no drama happening outside the game, just pure gameplay with you at front and center. While not as wide as a game like Warframe, it is incredibly deep. There are millions of ways to approach everything the game has to offer. You can make your own character and play him however you want, or take over different characters to experience their side of the story, all in a rich and inviting world with thousands of people to see and things to experience. You can be evil, play it stealthy, kill everyone you meet, talk your way out of everything, fuck who you want, they even facilitate drinking. You can find your preferred playstyle and then find something that's the complete opposite. Mods add a whole new dimension, while most of them are just e-boy revamps. Thousands add new ways to play. Baldur's Gate 3 is the perfect D&D campaign. No need to plan, no need to deal with other people or their drama. D&D doesn't need to be an event that begins and ends, and you can return to it over and over and over again. Don't have to deal with the sweaty nerds who play the game IRL. If anything I said has upset you, I'm sorry. Sorry you were in the nurse's office during the hygiene part of sex ed because you tugged on your wiener so hard you got a friction burn. Fuck out of here. As I said earlier, the world sucks. You see people speculating about something bad happening and you go, not likely. That's so unrealistic. That'll never happen. And then it happens. And then you go, damn, well at least it will get caught in some legal bullshit. Nothing will really come of this. Surely the world won't let this kind of thing happen. It'll just fade away. And then it gets worse. And don't call me Shirley. Then you sit around wondering if you should just be a worse person because of it. At this point, it's clear nobody really cares, so let's get fucked up and fuck up the world while we're at it. But no. Some annoying part of you nags away and prevents you from going postal and getting people to sign your petition. The world's not that bad yet, but what if it was? What if every stupid thing that could happen did happen, and people were so terrible that anything you do would look so charitable it could be a tax write-off? Well, that's the world of Cyberpunk. Everyone's out for themselves, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and they already ate all the dogs. Be a scumbag, smoke cigs, do hard drugs, be in a committed relationship, and then go have sex with a couple of hookers. If you cheat on Panam or Judy, I will fuck you. This world may be objectively worse than ours in every way, but hey, it's got cybernetic limbs. The second these are available, I'm chopping my shit off. I don't care. Cyberpunk is cathartic. It's a world of extremes, which makes it very easy to rationalize and justify your own questionable actions. Run over a couple hundred civilians? No matter. At least you weren't recording it for a snuff film. Extort everyone you meet because you want money and they can't stop you? That's hypercapitalism, baby. That's the name of the game. Consistently drive your dead friend's bikes into walls and blow it up? Don't worry about it. You've got a different dead friend's bike. That's not even close to the worst thing they're doing to dead people's memories in this game. For example, get a load of these 2 losers. They would take horrible recordings of things happening to people, snuff films, worse things, animals, gratuitous violence, essay, nasty stuff. And then they would edit those recordings to sell and make money. I mean, look at some of this stuff. You could probably figure out what they were doing. So I'm really not worried about the stuff I'm doing. So I'm thinking, do I want to kill the son or kill the father? I could kill the dad, but if I kill the son, the dad has to go the rest of his life knowing that he's responsible for killing his only son.
Freddy, no! Freddy! Frederick!
Wouldn't be so great if someone was killing your son, huh? I bet you didn't think about that.
My only boy! Stay with me!
Don't let it happen again. Alternatively, You could just be a good guy and be super nice to everyone and be a bastion of justice and righteousness in this wicked and decrepit world. And hey, if you want to stroke your ego like that, by all means, dude. One day you'll grow up. Here's my big advice for Cyberpunk though. Never finish the game. Once it's finished, it's over. That's closure, a sense of finality, a realization that actions have consequences. And I'll tell you what, dude, I am not reaping this shit. No one told me I'd have to do that if I went around sowing. This is bullshit, man. Start again. And that's what I did. I started a new file. Instead of a sexy cyber hacker lady making people flatline themselves, I was a naked, angry, homeless guy beating people to death with a lead pipe. The whole point is that I'm here to be a dickhead. I'm not trying to do the right thing 100% of the time. That's what I do in real life. I have to deal with the outcome there. Here, not gonna let it happen. This is true for anything, by the way. I rarely finish games or TV shows. My friends hate me for that, I'm not gonna lie. I hate that things have to end. It's stupid. Things are great. I want things to keep happening with no discernible drop in quality or amusement. And if they don't end, that doesn't have to happen. I can keep going back and enjoying it all the time forever. You know, I only really remember finishing one game, and it's not even really finished. It was the Light and Dark Saga for Destiny 2. I only bothered because I'd played it since the closed beta, feeling like I owed it that, right? That and the story was gonna happen regardless, so I at least wanted to be a part of it. And you know what? Great ending. Finished the saga in a satisfying way, and if nothing else, the last screen made my decrepit, dust-filled heart spasm in a way that some people would describe as feeling moved. And guess what happened? Stop playing it. The story's over, man. A new mega multiversal evil to vanquish? Nah, son, I just did that. I don't really care anymore. Even in Warframe, I delayed moving the story forward and doing new quests until I absolutely had to. I got over it, and that game is never gonna end anyway, so. My point is, people are gonna tell you that you have to accept that things end. You can't hold on to the past forever. Closure can be good sometimes. Wrong. If you like a story, never, ever, ever let it end. They won't tell you, but you can just do that. There is one problem with the games I've mentioned so far. You can't take them with you. During editing, it has come to my attention that Warframe is coming to Android. I might actually just be fucking cooked. Sure, they help with dealing with the bullshit of the day after the fact, but there's no instant gratification, which, as we all know, is the best form of gratification. Back at one of the bars I was working at, I was the daytime bartender, because the manager took over all my night shifts to flirt with one of the underage hostesses. So I sat around, cut limes, got hammered, and then stumbled down the street to get tattoos with my saved up tips, because I'm the coolest motherfucker you know. I always forget how much tattoos hurt until I get one. And I like traditional tattoos, and that means thick lines, shading, colors, and worst of all, white highlights. Ask anybody with a big meaty tattoo, not a little fine line thing, and they'll tell you white highlights make you wish they could lube the needles. So here I am, drunk as shit, lying in a stupid position with my arm out, cupping the artist's man titty, and I only got one hand free. The only thing worse than this is having literally any office job ever. I needed a distraction, something that only takes one hand. And while the obvious choice is to whip my dick out and start stroking it stupid style until I come all over myself in the artist's man titty, I have been informed that it might be illegal depending on the state. And anyway, you don't want to jostle the artist or get a hot load of in his eye. I needed a game you can play one-handed. Luckily, I am an expert in such matters. But again, we're running into the same problem. None of those games are on mobile yet. But don't worry, baby girl. Daddy's got you. I know just the one-handed game. So addictive, so fun, so maliciously coded, I seriously believe it was made to kill people with ADHD. I'm of course talking about Vampire Survivors. First glance, this game is way too easy. Move your guy around, hit the enemies, don't get hit. You died, buy an upgrade, new characters, go a little further, classic roguelike stuff. But then you discover some hidden things on the map. Oh cool, more characters, more maps. And after a while, you get to the end of the timer, and you get hit with an aneurysm. Death just spreads your cheeks and spits on it. You die so fast, no hit marker, no sound, just a pixelated snuff film. But it's not. You put on a Supreme jacket, and all of a sudden you literally cannot die. This is also true for real life. You start breaking the game's rules, and the game starts to do it back. Now everything you thought you knew is turned on its head, and you have a whole new game to mess around, giving it more depth and pulling you further and further into its jaws. Soon, you will not be able to escape. Vampire Survivors is scary addictive. You sit down and take a shit, whip out your phone for a sec, next thing you know, firefighters are busting down the toilet door because you haven't been to work in 2 weeks, and the smell of your rotting bowels made your neighbors think a corpse is locked in here. The most dangerous thing is you can do it anywhere. I used to do it instead of cutting limes in my morning shifts, which made my manager mad because he had to do it and missed his chance to take the host to prom. Play it on the Switch in the cuck chair. Now the bull is mad at you for not paying attention and confiscates your Switch. No matter, whip out your phone and hope he doesn't notice until it's time to clean up. Have it open when you're supposed to be writing a script. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna watch this anyway. Every tattoo I sat through went by so quick thanks to this piece of shit. I hate it. Free me. I can't keep living like this. Just like a vampire, this game is seductive, and then it sucks the life out of you and makes you its thrall. I know for a fact this game has a death count, because some guy was too busy making the perfect garlic build to realize he was going 100 in a school zone, and those were not, in fact, very squishy speed bumps. Now, this all might remind you a little bit of Balatro, and you know what? This game is the reason I haven't played Balatro, and probably never will. I genuinely had to uninstall all versions of Vampire Survivors because it was seriously fucking up my life at a point in time when that meant something to me. But as much as I don't want to get better, I also don't want to do heroin, and these two things are equivalent. If you ever see me playing that game, it's because I got diagnosed with the kind of terminal cancer you can only get if your dick is bigger than 7 inches, and I've got a DNR notice stapled to my forehead. Balatro. Back to Vampire Survivors, it's got a bunch of DLCs, and all of them are really cheap, so even your broke ass can afford them. Eventually, you can break the game to an extent where you get 1 frame per fortnight, and it's not even fun anymore. It's actually really easy to break the game after a certain point, so like the good little pain pig you know you are, you can turn on a bunch of debuffs to make it a whole lot harder. You can get bored, sure, there's not as much to do as other games, but by the time that happens, you've lost your job, your relationships, your money, your liver, your health, your family, your pet, your car, your credit score, your ability to pee standing up, your willingness to pee sitting down, your body's ability to produce bile, your brain's ability to have functioning dopamine receptors, your ability to process oxygen and exchange it for carbon dioxide over the aortic membrane in your lungs, your ability to resist AI swap, your ability to have critical thinking, your opposable thumbs, your cognizance, your ability to listen to anything I'm saying right now, your ability to love to be loved, fundamentally understand, and sacrifice it takes to be happy is what you truly understand. You don't have things like also knowing sometimes you don't want more happiness, and that's okay. But it's okay, it's really not all the time. No, you don't have to get it. It's all in flow and anything else you can get. Anyway, that's what you lost the ability to do because you played too much Vampire Survivors, you Skyrim. I didn't used to be the coolest motherfucker you know. It's true. I was forged into this Adonis of nonchalance and wit in the crucible of being a goddamn loser growing up. So if you're young and watching this, don't worry. There's still a chance you could turn out like me. If you're not, tough tits, KYS, better luck next time. In middle school, I was struggling. I'd moved from very far away, and even though I spoke the language, the culture was so different I felt I still couldn't understand people. My only friend was a guy who wore a Domo hat and Angry Birds shirt every day. And the only thing we had in common was video games. Neither of us had the money for Xbox Live, so we would play Skyrim every night and then talk about what we did the next morning. Now, I sucked at the game, mostly because I was 12, but also because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. This was the first RPG I'd ever played outside of Pokemon. One day, he tells me you can level your character really quick by making a ton of iron daggers, and my little cheeks were quaking. I made hundreds of daggers, leveled up dozens of times. After selling them all to make some money, I bought some good gear and was excited to go out in the world and finally beat some ass. The Mage's College questline had been giving me trouble. I fast traveled to Winterhold and I heard the dragon spawn, but I didn't care. I had my manifesto in hand and I was about to make my bully pay. With all my extra health and new stuff, I engaged in the proud American tradition of going into a school and blowing the fuck up. I go outside and the dragon's waiting for me. But this was not a normal dragon like I had expected. This was a fat man in a fursuit rolling on a handful of Molly and blue chews. I'd forgotten that in Skyrim, you level up individual skills by using them, and that changes your total level, which changes the type of enemies you see in the wild. Elder dragons come out when you're about level 60, and even though I was level 60, the only skill I had was smithing. Everything I had did no damage, because by the time you hit this level, you were supposed to have gotten much better gear. He glomped my ass, and I went down like a bitch. I respawned inside. and you can't fast travel away from inside buildings, and I couldn't do it outside because he was there. I couldn't even run away and get the guards to kill him because of the long exposed bridge between me and the nearest town. So unless I wanted to give up on this character, I had to kill the dragon. Thankfully, this being the nerd college, there were a lot of mages around. I spent my time diving from cover to cover and hiding like the average American student has to every 1.9 days. The mages plinked away at his health little by little, but I couldn't just put my controller down and walk away, because every now and again, the dragon would knock them all out, and while they were downed, he would turn me into an outline on the wall. After 40 minutes, they finally killed him, and I could get back to playing the game. I became a stealth archer to hide behind Lydia, as is the eventual fate of every Skyrim character. That was back on PS3. Now I could just dome him with a 50 caliber sniper rifle as John Halo offers fire support. Skyrim is kinda like Fortnite before Fortnite was Fortnite, because everything and anything has been added to the game in the form of a mod. Shit, it's so easy I could even add myself to the game. I might not, I'm feeling pretty lazy, but I could. I don't know. Dress up your guy in Destiny armor, a tuxedo. You could add cars, Judy from Cyberpunk, Furryvore, or a sexy lady, or a sexy lady, or a sexy lady, or Pokemon, and also the sexy ladies from Pokemon. Disable child immortality. Used to be when people needed control, they'd pull the wings off flies, pull out their hair, or get a tall lady in heels and leather to piss in their mouths and make them swallow it while getting their balls crushed under her heels. But now, you could do this. Much better. There's a whole bunch of mods to add for whatever you're feeling. And if there isn't, just make it yourself, dude. It's not that hard. The story ain't as good as BG3, there's not as much to do as Warframe, but what it does have is all those mods. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You probably already played through Skyrim once or twice at this point, most likely because it's come out more than an indecisive guy in the closet. Oh, actually, you know what? Skyrim does have something special none of the other games have. Skyrim is high fantasy, and if you're a chud, it's because you think dragons and magic aren't real. They are. Google it. It's not my job to educate you. No, it's because in Skyrim, you can live out the ridiculous, unrealistic dream of owning a home and finding someone who loves you to share it with. Speaking of being a loser in middle school, when I was 13, I played a ton of Minecraft, and I was mostly played on a townie server. Basically a plugin where you can start towns, I don't know. Many times when I was home alone on a holiday, I would spend it on that server. New Year's, for example, we all got together with the newly added fireworks and set them up to go off at midnight. I think I did this for a couple of years, Halloween, Christmas, anytime my parents ordered me Domino's and left to go to a party, I knew I could always find my friends there, who were all adults and may have groomed me, I really don't remember. One day, I went around a friend's house and we spent hours trying to get Minecraft mod packs to work, slamming heavy metal monsters and jalapeno Cheetos. After his parents went to sleep, he told me he had a special secret to show me in the closet. He shut the door. He says to me, "I know it's your first time, but just do what I say and this will feel amazing, but you can't tell anybody." He turned on his flashlight and in his hand was his... He pulled away a blanket to show me a gravity bong he made out of a Gatorade bottle and a bucket. He showed me how to use it. I got way too high, and I played Minecraft until the birds started chirping and his mom told us to come down for breakfast. Honestly, I think that's where I peaked. I'm not sure I'll ever be as happy as I was being 13 and playing Minecraft high as hell. It doesn't matter what you're in the mood to do. Need an adventure? Do a story map. Wired off Adderall? Tekken is right there. Want to pretend nothing bad has happened to you yet? Download an older snapshot. Horny? Get the Jenny mod and stick it right in her square little Minecraft is universal. Sure, Roblox is popular, but Steeler brain rot can never come close to the sheer amount of people who played Minecraft growing up. I challenge you to ask literally anybody under the age of 30 if they have ever played it. I was obsessed with it growing up. If I couldn't play it, I was watching it. Forget the Dream SMP, the real hot throbs of Minecraft content are these two fine slabs of fuckable meat, who at one time were the most subscribed channel on YouTube. I would stay up until 5 in the morning watching Shadows of Israfel, which in 2012 was the best series of videos on YouTube that the platform ever had the privilege to host. It severely impacted my mental health, and somewhere around here I probably still have their shirt. Minecraft was my life, and on the rare occasion I want to age regress to protect my mental, Minecraft is the nuclear option. In the off chance and ill-advised situation where you might actually want to socialize with people, you can get a couple of friends together and run a server. Assuming you don't run into the problem that D&D has, build a town together, pretend the world isn't rotting away around you, do some parkour, play an adventure map together. Do they even make those anymore? Record the clips to post on social media. You've never laughed that hard in your life. You guys got something special. You know this will do numbers. And eventually, once it all dies down, you can stand in the crumbling and abandoned cities you once built, remembering the good times y'all had, and hope to God the crust and gunk in the sock drawer where you store your gun will make it jam. Okay, we got a little dark there. Here's my idea for a fun thing to do in Minecraft that I've been sitting on for a while. It's a speed run, but it's not too smelly or intense. It's called the 0.08% run. In most states, the blood alcohol for a DUI is 0.08%, which for most people translates to about 3 drinks. So, buy a home breathalyzer kit and a bunch of alcohol of your choice. The run starts when you blow a 0.08% on the breathalyzer, and from that point on, it functions like any other speedrun. I'll be honest, I don't really watch them, but I think you just have to kill the Ender Dragon. Every 15 minutes, you check your BAC and make sure it's above 0.08. If it's under, you have to pause the game with the timer still running until you get it up again, and then you can continue. You can chug a whole bunch and be way above the limit, but it might affect your ability to play the game. You can do shots every now and again, nurse a beer, but the 2 big rules are you can't go under, and if you throw up, the run is over. I think this format will really shake up the speedrunning scene for multiple games, and I can't wait to see what metas develop. If you do end up doing a run with my amazing idea, tag me, I want to watch it happen. I like to watch. Believe it or not, this video actually started out with a completely different tone. The first script was a lot more serious and actually trying to help. Then about halfway through, I realized, wait, I don't believe any of this shit. I'm not doing this in a healthy way. I don't care if it's healthy or not. God, it is so exhausting trying to better yourself, and really, I don't care. I just want some games where I can turn my brain off and stop being so stressed out all the time. Sometimes, all you need to make yourself feel better is a shit ton of booze and a game to keep you busy. If you've been watching this long, make sure to like and subscribe. You're too far gone to back out now. We're in this ride together and there is no getting off. This video is honestly an explanation for why I haven't posted in a while. No longer am I an unemployed guy with infinite free time. Now I work 50-something hours a week and drink my nights away. Sorry, not sorry. I also just got this bubble lamp thing that's been stealing all my attention.